Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Let me see if I can get my light back on. It is me. There we go. Nina from the Academy of Yoga and Ayurveda. It is good to be here with you. Right, there we go. Lights, camera, action. We are not going to get this working today, guys. This is so hilarious. One of those mornings. Definitely I'm having one of those mornings. Okay, let's see. How's that? If not, we're going to just leave it and go with the flow. So here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am one of the directors at the Academy of Yoga and Ayurveda, where we have 200, 300, and 100-hour yoga teacher training or 100-hour upgrade, 40-hour training in Ayurveda. And what we're doing every morning at 7:30 is we're going to explore a concept of Ayurveda together. And then I'm going to open up for any Q&As afterwards. I'll stay on for a little bit longer. So if anyone here on YouTube has any questions, or if anyone on Instagram has any questions, you're welcome to pop that in the comments already as we go through what our attributes are for today. So imagine also if you were to learn or just listen to 10 minutes of Ayurveda a day. Imagine how much knowledge you would have after a year. Like, what would that change for you in your life? And so I say that because I invite you to join me every morning and just do 5-10 minutes of listening in and learning a little bit, and to see what or how would that change anything for you in the next year. So today we are chatting all about the attributes of Pitta, and we'll be delving into exactly what that looks like, what that means for you, what that means for others that you may know, and maybe also helps you understand how you can balance and bring a little bit more calmness into everyone's lives, no matter what is going on in their life. All right, so the other thing is, if you do want to write any comments, you do need to be subscribed to our channel. That just helps me make sure that we do not have any riffraff running around and commenting unnecessarily. So if you would like to comment, then please do just make sure that you are subscribed. Otherwise, you are welcome to email me if that is all too confusing, and I'll address that in the next, what is it called? Live that we're doing. All right, attributes of Pitta. So when we look at the attributes of Pitta, we're looking kind of like at the body, we're looking at the mind and the emotions. And so the first attribute of Pitta, as you can imagine, because it's the fire element, is this idea of hot. And that means that good digestion, strong appetite, body temperature tends to be higher than average, hates the heat, gray hair with receding hairline or baldness, soft brown hair on the body and face. So if you're already noticing that, if you're already noticing that you're the kind of person who really doesn't like the heat, that you really kind of like don't enjoy that may be one of the factors that means that you have a little bit more Pitta in your system. All right, sharp. So they have sharp teeth, distinct eyes. They have like that pointed nose and that like pointed gaze as well. They often have like a tapering chin or a heart-shaped face, good absorption and digestion, strong and sharp memory, I should say, and understanding, intolerance of hard work, irritable, and they have a probing mind. So those, again, are those sharp qualities when it comes to Pitta. Let's have a look at the next one, light. Okay, so Pittas have like this light medium body frame. It does not tolerate bright light. So if you kind of like go out there and you're like, oh, the sun, it's too bright, it's too stark, or like I've got the O-ring looking at me like it's a little bit too stark, like that is a typical quality of Pitta. Fair, shiny skin and bright eyes. Again, I'm hanging out with my friend Dr. Vasant Ladd, and we're just going through kind of like his attributes on the Pitta. All right, there's quite a long list, so listen up. Here we go, liquid. So the liquid part of Pitta, because Pitta is the fire element with a little bit of water to kind of like contain it, and this is where the liquid part comes up. Loose stools, soft, delicate muscles, excess urine, sweat and thirst. So if you find that you're that person who's kind of like constantly going to the loo, this could be a typical trait. And if you like sweat a lot, that is the other thing. All right, spreading, because Pitta has this mobile quality, the spreading quality. Pitta spreads as rash or acne. So if you notice that you kind of like have acne or rashes or inflammation over the body or affected areas, Pitta subjects want to spread their name and fame all over the world. So if you're kind of that person who like wants the starlight quality, you probably have like a lot of Pitta in you. Okay. Oily, soft, oily skin, hair, and feces. So if you have that like oiliness in your hair, in your skin, so you can definitely see that I am a typical Pitta Vata or Vata Pitta type of person. And you can see kind of like the oiliness. And again, have a look at the stools. Like, is there like an oiliness to the feces? You may not digest deep fried food, which can cause headaches. And so that is a really good thing to remember. It's like, are you the type of person that when you go and have like, you like the deep fried food, but does it actually leave that like residue of a headache for you? And for me, it definitely does. All right, so that is that oily quality. Sour, acid stomach, acid pH, sensitive teeth, and excess salivation. So again, this is a good one. Like when you're at the dentist and you are hanging out there, like, do you have to have like that tube, they're like where they suck all the saliva? Like, is that like literally constantly in your mouth because there's just so much saliva that's being formed? That again is like kind of like the excess salivation. Pungent, so heartburn, the burning sensation in general, and a strong feeling of anger and hate. Like, does that arise really quickly in you when something goes wrong? Like, it did in me when like I realized there was no power this morning and no signal. I was like, Craig, we need to put the generator on. Like, and this anger just arises. So just noticing if that comes up in you. Bitter taste in the mouth, nausea, vomiting, repulsion towards bitter taste, and being cynical. All right, we've got 3 more to go through. So there's this other thing of like a fleshy smell, like a fetid smell under the armpits or in your mouth, the soles of your feet, your like sock smell. So just noticing kind of like this fleshy smell, is that part of you? And if it is, that is a typical Pitta attribute. Second last one, red. So kind of like if you blush, do you go red? It's like, your red flushed skin, eyes, cheeks, and nose, red color aggravates Pitta. So like, if you see the color red, does that aggravate you? Does not tolerate heat and sunlight, the color of Pitta without Amma. All right, so red is the color of Pitta without Amma. So it does not tolerate heat and sunlight. So if you are like Karen, who like really does not like summer, who goes outside and just is, when the heat and the sun is there, you just don't tolerate it, just makes you unhappy. That is a typical attribute of Pitta. Yellow eyes, skin, urine, feces, and may lead to jaundice. Overproduction of bile. Yellow color increases Pitta. Pale yellow coloring is normal Pitta, but dark yellow color of Pitta is Amma. And these are some of the things that Jennifer goes through with you in the 40-hour training of Ayurveda, looking at kind of like the Pitta attributes, looking at those in more depth, looking at them at like how they combine with the other doshas and what that means and what balancing them means. And again, just having a think this week of like, who has a lot of these attributes, and just realizing, okay, they have got like a lot of Pitta in them, and there's nothing wrong with the person. It's just that they have got that higher proportion. So you just want to start picking up which of your yoga students, which of your family members have these kind of attributes. Are there family members like that have hardly any of these kind of attributes? And then you know that they have a very low amount of Pitta. And when we understand this helps us understand like how to balance and bring harmony to ourselves and others. All right, so take a moment just to think about all of that. That was a lot that we went through. Like, what insight did you gain? Like, what is the one thing that you can take away after having listened to this? That is going to be a little bit helpful or insightful to you. And can you see that if you did just 10 minutes of this every day, 5 minutes of this every day, if you did that for a year, how much more knowledge you would have? So we have got plenty of videos on this channel, and you're welcome to literally either just binge watch, which you're welcome to do, or you can literally just hop on every day for 5-10 minutes and listen to one of the lessons and gain that Ayurvedic knowledge and insight. It is going to stand you in such good stead in the long term, just understanding yourself better and others as well. And if you're looking for a yoga teacher training, then be sure to message me or leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you with regards to all the options that we have. Our teacher trainings are small. They're based in Cape Town. And we really focus on your personality, your strengths, and tailoring it so that you become your unique integral hatha yoga teacher. We give you the foundations, we give you all the teachings that you need, but we mold you into you using your personality, your style, and teaching your way. So it's not a cookie cutter course. You're not going to come out having sequences and learning things. You are going to be the creator of your yoga style, your yoga teaching with the foundations of integral hatha yoga. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, be sure to sign up to our newsletter, which is in the description below. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning, 7:30. Remember, if you have any questions, you're welcome to join live and ask them, and I'll answer them as best as I can. See you then. Bye. There you go. And for those of